This is the Inside Data Center podcast. We talk to the people who power the data center sector to give you insider info on everything happening in DC today. Here's your host, Andy Davis.
We're back.
We're on.
We're back.
Let's go. We're live.
We're not on the terrace anymore. The sun's disappeared.
We're
inside, enjoying the beautiful southern France weather.
We should have done this yesterday. That's all I'm saying.
We should have done it yesterday. So I'm joined by Adam Gibson and Ryder. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Rory's back.
Thanks for having me.
Can't talk very well, but he's back.
I'm here.
He's here. He's here
Every
in
chat will
spirit.
improve, right? You'll be perfect by 5 o'clock this afternoon.
Which is AI at the end of this podcast, I'll sound normal again.
Perfect.
Be
Excellent.
fine.
Right, Adam.
Yes.
I'll start with you. You're one of the most travelled people in this industry, I think. Every time I see you, you're somewhere else.
I believe it's a rumour, but we'll continue.
I think it's true.
Okay.
Well, I tell you, I bumped into him in the lounge at Emirates. So, yeah, I'd say so.
He's always...
And that wasn't the first airport lounge I bumped into him at.
It's true.
Can I just
Exactly.
say that LinkedIn post is what inspired this podcast?
Ah,
That's why
that
it's
makes
extra,
sense.
right? There you
That's
go.
a cute little matchmaking scenario in there, isn't it?
Yeah,
Hey?
see?
So-
Excellent.
So my question is, the best data centre you've ever visited?
I've been asked this question before, and I sort of go with, I love the Finnish data centers because they, the Atnos of the world and stuff like that. But I really can't compare anything to the Switch data centers in Vegas. The different demographic of data center design in different parts of the world. You can't pick a one, but if you sort of had, I wouldn't say a gun to my head is the wrong choice of words, but essentially, if they said you could work in any DC in the world, unlimited CEO, what would it be? I think Rob Roy's Switch facilities in Vegas is, hey, look, you got your own fire trucks, just for you and your own block of land. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
And it's in Vegas.
well, I don't gamble, I don't drink, so Vegas is irrelevant to me, but there's a pretty good data center there, so you've got me.
It's worth a visit.
Yes, absolutely.
Lauren, anything to add on that? What about yourself?
I think the coolest one I went to was the ASX data center in Sydney because I was looking around all the fiber. It turns out every single one of them is exactly the same length because they're doing trading. And while I maybe everyone else knows that, but I certainly didn't.
I didn't
going
know
in there.
that.
Yeah, it's really cool. So, very good one to
It's a
visit.
technical thing to make sure, because obviously if you've got your rack right beside the trading thing, you're now only, half an inch or a couple of centimeters compared to a rack that's 5 down. So they keep the same distance in meters so that everyone has an equal result. It's
pretty cool.
That level of detail is pretty
It
phenomenal.
was.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Very much so.
All good. So, and what do you reckon the best region right now for data center industry? Again, you're quite broad in your coverage. So
Yeah, look,
most exciting region.
I guess I'll go in each sector. We'll go for APAC. I think that the Batam region, it's gone gangbusters. Obviously, Johor, Singapore is starting
Crazy.
to slow, but it's still growing. But I think Batam is the hot area. In Europe, I really want to say Poland. Warsaw has got some, that's becoming a new sovereignty-related thing with Microsoft and other players going. That's pretty unique. US, I would go to a state and say probably, I'm going to say Texas as a state itself. They're going pretty well. I mean, yes, Africa is gone on, exceedingly well over the last couple of years and some of the other regions, but that's my three of the three sectors, because you can't necessarily pick one. There's too much going on in each part of the world, but that's probably the three regions I would say.
I think that's whenever anyone asks me, you just end up listing pretty much every country in the world, don't you?
Yeah.
Where's busy right now, Andy? And then you think, I've just listed the whole world.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there's always going to be, each region is doubled, tripled in capacity, and we're seeing that, in everywhere, but there's always going to be called epicenters, and these epicenters are delivering content. It's that no one's going to be as big as Virginia in the next 5 years. We know that Virginia is the
Still
the
there.
center of the universe for data centers. But in saying that, there are other parts of the world that are definitely accelerating to become another Singapore or another, Virginia in that regards, and we're seeing those regions come through because they do have the power, they do have the connectivity, they do have, the ability to get people in, which is, part of the challenge we face.
Yeah, people's a big problem as well. And I know, Lauren, you're quite passionate about this one. Like, we can't find enough people. There's not enough people in the industry as it is. We need more people. What can we do?
There's a few things you can look at. So look, the first one that most people obviously go to is get them young. So go partner with universities, do internship or cadet programs, and that absolutely works. And I actually was really lucky. I got to judge one of the big global awards, and I actually got to read all the entries of all the incredible programs that are actually going on globally. So it is being done, and it is being done globally very well. But I think also we have to think that we should be able to cross-skill. Cross-train people from different industries. I know everyone in the data center industry says it's so special and it's the only one of its kind. But it is really made up of, fiber and construction and telco. And, these are kind of interchangeable. And so there's a lot of people out there who can be cross-trained into data centers. And even in other industries, they can actually come up with some innovative solutions. And the other thing is, maybe we don't necessarily always need people. Potentially we can look at technology to automate what we do so we don't need as many people in the future.
I think that's definitely a solution. The funny thing about the other industries as well, and you'll see it, is that everyone I interview started in a different industry. But then when they're recruiting, they're like, we need people with experience. You're like, well, you didn't have experience when you started.
Exactly.
Like, the best people in this industry came from somewhere else, because there are some, but very few of us started our career in data centers.
It's the out-of-box thinking. I think that's something that, you look at when you working inside a box, being a data center, which is theoretically that's what we do. We're working inside boxes with normally not many windows, if at all. You don't get the depth perception of life if compared to an electrician or a mechanical engineer that, whilst they've been working on houses for the last 20 years deploying little split systems, they've thought, how can I install this in a weird house, whether it be in London or whether it be in a mansion in the US? How do you put that in a data center? That's a different kind of thinking around it. So yeah, we definitely need to have those different skills, even though they're the same skill, but different kind of people from different areas.
And that's what diversity is. People think, we need people of different colors or different genders or different whatever.
Diversity of thought.
Well, that's right. It is. It's only about diversity of thought. That's the only reason. And if you do get a cross-section of people, well, you're going to get that. So.
Yeah. And you've only got to look at this event. We were saying earlier, me and Adam met here last year, pretty much on this spot last year, which is quite weird. There's so many new people in this industry, and this event is an example. Like, there's another, say, I don't know, a few thousand more people here this year than there were last year.
Yeah.
They've all come from different industries.
Yes.
We haven't found these people in we haven't created them.
They haven't been born coming from DCs.
They've all come from different industries, and there's so much amazing talent. And a lot of them, on your point about technology, a lot of them are bringing that new technology because they've used it in a different sector.
Yes.
Or they see the problem differently, and
Yes.
they're like, you can find a solution for this. You just weren't thinking correctly.
Correct.
And that's what you're seeing now.
Yeah.
I think last year, last year we're talking about which yacht we're going to pick, and we're not doing a podcast on the yacht yet. So
My yacht's still out there.
That's still out there.
It's still
Okay,
there.
excellent.
It
All
hasn't
right.
moved, so I think I should claim it.
Yeah, I think you should.
The only reason we're indoors is because of the rain. Otherwise,
Yeah, it
we'd be
makes
there.
sense.
Exactly that. It's interesting. We were talking to Craig from Straight Line yesterday, and he was talking about how you got this new generation of people coming through and another generation of people leaving for a host of reasons.
Yes.
Obviously, retirement, all of those things, that cross-transfer of skills. Lauren, you've been posting about health, well-being a huge amount at the moment, burnout, preventing that. Do you see that as a major issue in this industry itself?
I absolutely do. And I mean, it's across every industry, but this industry as well. I mean, a lot of people travel in this industry, and travel will absolutely burn you out. That's what got me last year. I was on planes all the time.
Like
Adam. Adam, he can handle it.
He can't burn
he's
out.
fine.
He can't burn out.
Yeah,
But
I bounce back.
It is a huge challenge, and
Big time.
looking after yourself mentally and physically, I think, is the most important thing for you've got to put that priority first. I think one of the really big things is that your leader in your business has to support you and demonstrate that they do that as well. I think a lot of people experience burnout because they just feel like they have to go and push all the time, feeling like someone's looking over their shoulder. Whereas if you've got a good leader who goes, you know what, go take some time, go get some exercise, go do a yoga or meditation, whatever the thing is that's going to calm your brain down, that's what needs to be demonstrated. And I don't think that is enough in this industry.
And I think events have a place in that as well. And we were chatting before we started chatting about running events, and I'm not going to ask you the question that we said just, but that is a big shift, isn't it? So like this morning you got running, swimming, yoga.
There was yoga, there was all there. So yeah, so I
golf yesterday.
I did do the 5K run this morning, and I will say it was my first run in about 10 years. I did it. I finished.
Well
legs
done.
are a bit sore, but we did good. But it was so funny. I met an entire new demographic that I've never met before, because normally I'm the one out till like 1, 2 in the morning. But no, I thought I'd try something different. I
But
was
what
fast
this
asleep by
is
10.
communities, like communities that are popping up all over the place from running, what we've seen with marketing, CrossFit, weight training. Like, it's communities coming together in this industry, like pools of people that have common denominators, if that's what you want to call it, and network in different ways.
Yeah,
And,
I
and it
thi-
was crazy. And it was huge. I mean, they were saying they were shocked at the number of people who
I
showed
know.
up to run
But
this
I think
morning.
this is a point on the well-being perspective. Like, it's not. You don't want to encourage everyone just to go out in the evening and like have a drink, like, because it's not what everyone wants to do. But people want that like element of community. They want to meet new
Social
people.
aspect.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't have to be in a bar.
No.
Like, we can still do it in a bar if that's what you want. But I think what we've seen over the last sort of probably 2 years is all these little groups pop up, cycling, running.
Yeah, I was say
cycling
the
is-
that soccer event that happened not too long ago in your
for-
part of the world.
UK, there was a five-a-side tournament.
Yeah.
And a
it-
paddle event as well.
Paddle,
Gen Plus One did that one,
Gen+1,
yeah.
Yeah, that was the Gen Plus One did the one this morning, and apparently they've got run clubs all over.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they do.
I'll give them a little bit of a note there.
No, exactly. Yeah, we had Holly on yesterday from Gen Plus One, and yeah, they're doing great things. So, but
Right.
that's what that demographic want. On
Yeah.
your point, so we should provide it.
Yes.
We shouldn't. And I think when you look at like imposter syndrome and things, not everyone wants to go in a bar full of
No.
middle-aged men and have a drink. They don't feel comfortable.
It's a bit of
Some
fun.
do. Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Poke around and run around, cause chaos.
Not every night.
No, not every night. And that's what we're seeing with these events too. You know, everyone has an outside world. They miss their wives, they miss their kids, they miss playing their sport. So you come here, you're focused to the job 24/3, 24/4, whatever many days there are. So you get out of rhythm, out of
100%.
something. So if you're, you know, most of us had meetings from say 6 o'clock onwards till 6, 7 o'clock tonight, plus drinks offwards or catch up afterwards. It gets to 10 o'clock and we haven't really eaten properly, haven't really done a proper walk. We've just, you know, what sore is our voice
Yeah.
boxes because we're speaking for hours and hours and hours.
None of us can
comments.
talk. This is day 2. Day 3, me and Rory just say mute. There won't be anything being said.
So by doing these things, you know, you can still get that social aspect.
Yeah.
But it's also good for the follow up. It's like, hey, I didn't get the time to catch up with you at the event, but it was really good to run with you. Let's catch up further. There's more of an engagement there to do that. And again, it's the community that we have. You know, I was talking to someone earlier. Actually, it was Greg Borer from CDC, and he's saying that this is one of the biggest industries going on, like up there with oil and gas and logistics, stuff like that. But it's still so small that everyone knows everyone somewhere.
Yeah.
Should will bump into someone and go, hey, I don't remember your name, but I saw you last
seen
year.
you somewhere.
What's
Yeah.
going on? And that kind of
Yeah.
makes this industry really, like, what I'm passionate about. It's,
Yeah, 100%.
which means you do that.
But
you know?
what's really cool is that people will just set something up. So this year, I think I've been to 2 women's events. I've got another 1 or 2 to go to, because somebody has an idea and they go, we want to hang out, and then they set it up and everyone just comes on board. So the same thing with the running, with the exercise, and it's kind of one of those things that everyone is actually really happy to support each other.
Yeah, I think there's a big demand for it. I
Yeah.
think because, and again, it's part on the events have got so big, these events, and they're great events, but that means there's opportunity for more smaller little niche events, whereas these events used to be quite niche. This industry was a niche.
Yeah, it was.
Now it's definitely not a niche anymore.
I will say, though, I'm excited that the Datacloud, you know, call it Can, depending on where you're on the
However
world,
you wanna
depends how you
say it.
specify it. Yeah.
Depends if you're speaking to the
That's
show or
right.
not.
That it's 3 days next year. Like, everyone came in on Monday this year,
Yeah.
or most people came in Monday this year because they're like, we need to get in because by the time it gets to Thursday, we're flying out. We've got to go back to our weekend and the kids and life and everything else. Now, I'm glad they made it 3 days because putting in 17 drink events on a Tuesday night is not good for anyone's liver or anyone, you know, tiredness or anything like that. So making it 3 days, like a PTC or an ITW, you know, this is, as I said to someone, you know, you talk about industry leading events and events to go to. This is one of the critical ones. If you've got
100%.
budget, go to a PTC in Hawaii, and Brian Moon will probably love me for saying that. But it's a sensational event, and this one, you know, Annabelle and what the team have done here, is, you know, mind-boggling to get the density, the quality of, you know, and the people. Just, it's not like it's disappearing and decreasing; it's increasing. So
Nice.
it's
Leads us
worthwhile.
perfectly to the last question. I'm not sure I even need to ask it. Biggest takeaway from this year's Datacloud then for you guys personally?
Go, Lauren. What have you got?
Well,
We've only just arrived.
After a 5K run, what have you got?
Biggest takeaway will be about the run.
the run was help. No, look, I think it's about making connections. If you're going to come to a conference, Adam says, you come to this one, everybody is here. Everyone wants to support each other. And so, you know, I say come and get it. It's here for the taking.
Yeah, I think the was talking to someone else about we go to travel to all these different events everywhere in the world, and you're going to know a percentage. If you keep going to the same events,
I mean,
you're going to the same people, you know. This event, because won't say it's relatively new, but they've changed the location after a couple of years, and we spoke about that previously. And because of the interest being in Europe, you're now seeing that what you was 40% common faces is now down to like 20, down to, I think, you know, PTC, there's probably 60%. We probably know about 60% of the population of the event that out of 6,000 people. Here, I probably know about 6%.
Yeah.
And it means that you're getting someone who's passionate in a different region wants to talk to you about something, means that you open up a wealth of opportunity and a world of, you know, conversation, not just like, hey, how are the kids, how's this, what are you doing, what's going on? It's not repetitive, and that's what I love about this thing. But, you know, the event itself, but generally, you know, this industry.
Yeah, it's full of great people. Like, I love the people in this industry.
You are
and I think-
legendary.
So are you?
Appreciate
So
it.
are you, Laura? Rory.
All the love,
yeah.
hey?
Cheers, mate.
Hi.
But I think that the people make it what it is. But I
Yeah.
totally agree. It's about making new connections.
Yeah.
It's not about, you want to catch up with people like yourselves and just
Yeah.
have a good time. But it's about those new connections
Yeah.
and learning new things. That's why we're here.
Innovation. What are they doing? What you know, you look at as a data center, there's called 10 different things that a data center does. Every data center is probably doing 7 of the same thing: power, cooling, network, you know, flooring, whatever it is. But what are the differentiators? And you don't know if you don't ask them. Whether it be, yes, we can handle, like in Norway, we can handle the climate compared to you know, Singapore with the humidity, or, you know, leading edge is an edge play compared to an air trunk or a QTS or something like that. There's different plays, but everyone wants to know what you're doing and how they can support you, because not everyone wants a 100 megawatt deal or 10 megawatt deal. Someone just wants a 1 rack deal. And we want that region because it's, you know, close to financial sector or education or subsea. There's, you know, by talking to these people, you actually get the answers you're after to help someone else.
And the other thing is, I suppose, I don't know if anyone actually comes for the speakers because nobody talks about it, but the quality of the speakers is amazing.
Here is sensational.
It is,
Yeah.
and everyone is really, really senior. They get really great experience. I think I saw some of the topics that I want to go to, but things like, there was one about, you know, AI a year on, like where are we now and where are we going? Like things that the people are actually interested in talking about. Yeah, they maybe their data centers haven't quite gotten the AI bug, but they want to do it. And so we're going to hear from some really good people here.
You're moving away from the buzzwords and the fluff to actual real context.
Yeah,
That's what you want.
Real
that's right.
issues.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
right. Yeah.
And the beautiful thing is we haven't pages to say that. So they'll
Yeah.
be really, really pleased.
Oh, that's so nice.
That's it.
There's so much love at this table right now.
I'm here for this.
I think
I'm
Casey's
glad-
getting jealous over there,
I'm
but
glad
it's
this
okay.
is like the first one. And also that we've obviously all texted to coordinate as
Yeah,
well.
I appreciate
like
the
I just
memo this
spoke.
morning for that, Roy, to
Yeah, no
wear the
worries.
suit.
And Lauren, I'm glad you could match Andy
I'm
as
glad
well.
that 5 minutes ago you texted me and I was available.
The colour coordination's off the scale.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
Oh,
so-
that's smashed it.
Obviously, we're in season or something like that. We're in
Yeah,
fashion. That's
yeah.
what it is. We'll go with that.
Okay.
Anyway, thanks for joining. Go out and
No.
enjoy the weather. Enjoy the sunshine.
Yes.
And it's coming back later, allegedly.
Let's go. Let's get
Allegedly.
sunshine.
Have a good
Appreciate
show.
it. Thanks.
Cheers. Hey.